business administration. I went to Florida A&M University. Go Rattlers. And I am thinking about pursuing my doctorate.
Okay.
That's going to take a lot of sacrifice. Not, you know, just not for me, but my family. I have two beautiful daughters,
Yes.
Ashley and Tiffany. Hi. And it's a challenge. So I've been praying on that, what direction I really need to go. But I really want to do it, so
okay.
I'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you posted.
Please do. Please do.
I'll keep you posted.
Now, we want to come up and lead to, let's talk about let a man be a man.
Yes.
How this came about. Tell me about your book. How did it came about?
Let a Man, the complete title is Let a Man Be a Man, A Woman's Guide to a Healthy Relationship. And so the way it came about is I realized in my marriage that I was very controlling. Mm-hmm. Now we have a lot of controlling, educated, you know, we make a lot of times more than our husbands, and we let that take away and almost emasculate our husbands.
Yes.
And so I found myself doing that. And so I remember an incident where I asked my ex-husband to put up some shelves, and just because he didn't do it in my time, I went out to the neighborhood home store and bought the level, and I bought the shelves
really?
and the screws.
In intention to do it yourself.
And I did it myself, and he came downstairs like, you couldn't wait for me. And that was just one example of, you know, imagine how that made him feel. Right. So, you know, we're divorced now, but we have a really, really good relationship for our daughters. And the guy that I'm seeing now made a statement one time like, are you gonna let me be a man? What's wrong with you? And everything flashed back, and it was just a historical way that I was in my relationships. And I said, all these people can't be wrong. So I looked at myself in the mirror and said, would I want to be with myself? Calm down. And that's when Let a Man Be a Man started. I mean, I just started writing it.
And it wasn't dealing with your salvation, it was just your personal thing, or was God dealing with you, or you just looking at the relationship itself? It
was all of that. I mean, I prayed to God, like, please help me be a better me. Help me to be supportive of my husband or my ex-husband or the relationship that I'm in now, because if I keep doing the same thing, I'm going to keep getting the same results. Yes. And so, you know, prayer, this was another anointed venture for me, because I needed to do something. And I knew if I acted like that, there's got to be other people that act the same way. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? One of my skills, I can't sing. You know, God didn't bless me with the voice, so He did bless me with the talent of writing. Yeah. And I always say, you know, I want to use my God-given talent to bless other people. And if this book can bless one person, then I'm happy.
That's good. That's good. I know you were saying in the marriage. I know in Colossians, I think chapter 3, around verse 18, it talks about how husbands be submitted to the wives, and we should be submitted to one another. Right. Now, even in that, in the submission, in the marriage, are you saying there wasn't no submission at all? You were just totally dominant in the marriage, and he felt less of a man?
That is correct.
Or you were taking his manhood?
All of that. I mean, if the pilot light goes out, I look to my man to go turn it on. And there was a time the pilot light did go out, but because I had such strong members of my family that were women, they told me how to do everything. So I waited. I did try to wait and see if he was going to flip the switch, which is really not hard. And he didn't do it. So
and you made it known he didn't.
I did.
So it's more verbal?
No, it was like, are we going to sit here in the dark? Or are you going to do something about it? Yeah, because I'm a very sarcastic person. Okay. And that's another thing I'm working with, my flip mouth. My mother used to always say, you got a flip mouth. And I was like, you don't even know what that means. She was like, flip it, look it up in the dictionary. So, because of that, I said, you know, well, I'll just go do it. And
Okay.
I flipped it and the lights came on.
And so when you started out, did you immediately know what to write? Was your heart was full? I just have to put this on the paper, and once you started, it just took off?
Well, my concept of writing, or my way of writing, always has to be thematic. So before I started coming up with the chapters, I wanted the chapters to mean something.
Yes.
So all the chapters,
And we're going to be dealing with some of
right,
some of
all the chapters spell out happiness is.
Okay.
So once I got that theory in my mind, and I just developed the chapters out of that acronym, and just started writing from there.
That sounds great. Before we start diving into your chapter, we have to take just a short, brief break.
Okay.
And friends and family, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and let's talk about it.
Greetings, our Let's Talk About It viewing audience. We'd like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in each week. We'd like to thank our many partners: Abiding Family Ministries, Pastor Sam and Annette Gordine, at South Carolina area. Also, Patrice Simmons with Keller Williams Realty and Investment Properties, Shraway Decor and Event Planning, Taste of Heaven's Restaurant right here in Jacksonville, Florida, and also Your Heart's Desire Wedding Consultations. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and let's talk about it.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. We are here with Audra P. Jackson, all the way from ATL, from Queens, New York. Now I want to dive into your chapters.
Okay.
Chapter 3, I think some men, like myself, don't like these 4 words. Can we please talk?
Right. Well, it's actually please can